Welcome to day 8 of our 10-part series, Stop Overthinking, Start Speaking. Thank you for your amazing participation in day 7, where we learned how to make our conversations more engaging. Today, we take a brave step forward. We're moving beyond just keeping a conversation going. We're learning how to become an active, thoughtful contributor to it. We are learning how to express your unique opinions with clarity and confidence. Have you ever stayed silent in a discussion, not because you didn't have an opinion, but because you were afraid of saying it the wrong way? Today, we give you the tools to speak your mind, politely and powerfully. And make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the simple secret that can turn any potential argument into a fascinating conversation. Why is sharing your opinion so important for fluency? Because a conversation without opinions is like a meal without any salt or spices. It might be nutritious, but it's bland, boring, and forgettable. Your opinions are the spices that give a conversation flavor. They are what make it interesting and memorable. When you share what you think, you are no longer just a passive participant, you are an active contributor. This is how you move from just practicing English to truly communicating in English. Practical frameworks for expressing opinions. All right. Let's learn a range of phrases, organized by levels of confidence and complexity. We will start with the foundations and move to more advanced techniques. Level 1. The foundations, polite, safe opinions. This is your starting point. These phrases are perfect for any situation and allow you to share your thoughts in a gentle and non-confrontational way. I think, and I believe. These are the most common and direct ways to start. I think is for a general thought, while I believe often implies a stronger feeling or value. Example, I think it's going to rain this afternoon. Example, I believe honesty is the most important quality in a friend. In my opinion. This is a classic phrase that clearly signals you are about to share your personal viewpoint. It's polite and can be used in both formal and informal situations. Example, in my opinion, the new policy at work is a little confusing. Example, the movie was okay, but in my opinion, the book was much better. From my perspective, this is a great alternative to, in my opinion. It emphasizes that you are speaking from your unique point of view, based on your own experience. It sounds intelligent and thoughtful. Example, from my perspective as a student, the online classes have been very convenient. Example, I understand why the manager is stressed. But from my perspective, the team needs more support. It seems to me that this is a wonderful, soft way to introduce an idea. It sounds humble and open to discussion, as if you are making an observation rather than a strong judgment. It's perfect when you want to be less direct. Example, it seems to me that we might be missing a key piece of information. Example, it seems to me that he is not very happy with the result. My feeling is that. This phrase connects your opinion to your intuition or emotions. It's very effective in conversations about people or relationships, as it sounds very sincere. Example, my feeling is that we should wait a little longer before making a decision. Example, I don't have all the facts, but my feeling is that this is the right thing to do. Level 2. Nuanced agreement, disagreement. This is where your communication skills become more sophisticated. It's not just about saying yes or no. It's about adding depth to the conversation. First, let's look at agreeing with nuance. Instead of just saying, I agree, you can build on the other person's idea. This makes them feel heard and valued. That's a great point. I also think that, absolutely, and to build on what you said, you're so right. It also makes me think about, I completely agree, and I would even add that. Now for the most challenging part. Disagreeing politely. The key is to always acknowledge their point respectfully before you state your own. This is the golden rule. It shows that you listen to them, even if you have a different idea. Here's how it works in a mini dialogue. Imagine your friend says, I think learning grammar is the most important part of learning English. You could reply, that's a valid point, and grammar is definitely important. On the other hand, I think that practicing speaking is just as crucial, even if you make some mistakes. You see? You didn't say, you're wrong. You said, that's a valid point, but... Here are some more fantastic phrases for this. I see your point, but I have a slightly different perspective. I understand what you're saying. However, I see it a little differently. I agree with you up to a point, but have you considered? I'm not so sure about that. For me, it seems like when you use these phrases, you are not saying, you are wrong. You are saying, I have a different idea. This is respectful and keeps the conversation open and friendly. Level 3. Expressing strong conviction. Sometimes, you need to express a very strong opinion, especially in a professional setting or a debate. These phrases show a high level of confidence and that you have thought deeply about the topic. I'm convinced that. This means you are completely certain of your opinion. Example. After reading all the reports, I'm convinced that this is the best strategy for our company. There's no doubt in my mind that. This is a very powerful and persuasive phrase that leaves no room for uncertainty. Example. There's no doubt in my mind that she is the right person for the job. I'm firmly of the opinion that. Firmly means strongly and without wavering. This is a very formal and strong way to state your belief. Example. I'm firmly of the opinion that we need to change our approach to this problem immediately. It's important to use these strong phrases carefully. They are best for situations where you are an expert, or when you need to be very persuasive. In a casual conversation with friends, they might sound a little too strong. Level 4. Finding common ground. This is a very advanced and impressive communication skill. It's about finding a way to agree and connect, even when you have different opinions. This skill can turn good communicators into great leaders and friends. You know, I hadn't thought of it that way before. That's a good point. This is a very gracious and open-minded phrase to use when someone changes your mind a little. It shows that you are a real listener. I see what you're saying. You've given me a lot to think about. This is another way to acknowledge the value in someone's perspective, even if you don't fully agree. Perhaps we can agree that. This is how you find a shared belief, a common ground, even if you disagree on the details. Example. We might disagree on the best solution, but perhaps we can agree that the problem is urgent. Maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. This is a classic phrase for finding a compromise and showing that you respect both sides of an argument. It shows wisdom and a collaborative spirit. The spontaneous speaking challenge. All right, are you ready for today's challenge? It's a mini debate. I'm going to give you a controversial statement. Your challenge is to respond in 60 seconds by 1. Politely disagreeing using one of our new phrases. 2. Giving one clear reason for your disagreement. 3. Asking a follow-up question to find common ground. Ready? Here is your statement. Social media has done more harm than good for society. Now, pause the podcast. Structure your answer using our 3 steps. And give it out loud for 60 seconds. Start speaking. Now, 60-second pause for your practice. Excellent work. That was a very advanced challenge. But can you see how having these frameworks allows you to handle even difficult topics with grace and intelligence? Shifting your mindset for confidence. To become truly confident in sharing your opinions, you need a small but powerful mindset shift. I want you to stop thinking that your opinion is a test that you can pass or fail. Your opinion is not right or wrong. It is simply yours. It is a reflection of your unique experiences, your unique values, and your unique way of seeing the world. When you start to see your opinion as a gift that you are sharing in a conversation, the fear of judgment starts to disappear. You are not trying to prove that you are right. You are simply offering your perspective as a contribution to the conversation, and you are inviting others to do the same. This mindset transforms a debate into a discovery. The final secret. So, we've covered a lot of advanced ground today. We've learned powerful and polite phrases for stating your opinion, for agreeing with nuance, for disagreeing respectfully, and for finding common ground. And now, for the secret I promised at the beginning. The simple secret that can turn any potential argument into a fascinating conversation is this. Your goal is not to win the conversation. It's to understand it. When you share your opinion and then genuinely ask, "What do you think?" you are changing the dynamic. You are transforming a potential argument into a collaborative exploration of ideas. You are saying, "This is my perspective. Now, I want to understand yours." The goal is connection, not correction. When you make understanding your primary goal, you will listen more, you will be more curious, and you will become a person that everyone loves to have a deep and meaningful conversation with. So, my challenge to you is this. For today, find one article or video online, read it or watch it, and then write down one opinion you have about it in the comments below. Try to use one of the more nuanced phrases we learned today, like, "It seems to me that," or "I see it a little differently." Join me tomorrow for day 9, where we will learn how to tell engaging and memorable stories in English. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom English podcast channel to watch our next videos.